Hello my dear students, my name is Atul, Faculty of Physics at Akash and Byju's. I welcome you all in the video solution of previous year Nth exam. These solutions will definitely help you to understand the level and the pattern of this year Nth 2021 exam. So let's begin with our first question of physics segment. So our first question states that if r is the mean distance of a planet from the sun and t is its orbital time period, then which of the following quantity remain constant? So students, according to the Kepler's law of planetary motion, we can say that square of time period, that is t square, is directly proportional to r cube. So t square by r cube will be a constant. Now if you look at the options, then we can say that our option 4th is the right answer of this question. Now let us move on to next question, which is question number 2. It states that a raindrop of mass 2 gram falls with constant speed of 10 meter per second. The frictional force experienced by raindrop is. So students, if you look at the forces which are acting on raindrop, then there are two forces. One is acting in downward direction, which is the weight of the raindrop, and another one is frictional force, which is acting in upward direction. As it is given in our question that raindrops move with constant speed, that means force F is equals to mg. Now substitute these values. So mass of raindrop is 2 gram, which is 2 into 10 to the power minus 3, and g is acceleration due to gravity, value is 10. So it will become 0.02 Newton. Now if you look at the options, then we can say that our second option is the right answer of question number 2. Let us move on to next question, which is question number 3, and according to this question, the time period of oscillation of pendulum is given by the relation t equals to 2 pi root L by g, where L be effective length of pendulum and g be the acceleration due to gravity. A pendulum with time period of oscillation equals to 2 seconds is known as second pendulum. The diameter of planet is 4 times that of the earth and mass density is equals to that of the earth. Find the time period on the planet if it is second pendulum on earth. So students, as we know that acceleration due to gravity g can be written as g m by r square, where m is the mass of planet, r is radius of that planet. So if we substitute value of mass in terms of density, so it can be written as g, and mass can be written as density into volume, which is 4 by 3 pi r cube by r square. So acceleration due to gravity g earth equals to g rho 4 by 3 pi into r. Now as it is given in our question that in new planet acceleration due to gravity at planet can be written as gp equals to g. As we know that density same as earth, so it will rho 4 by 3, and the radius, yes, the radius of planet is 4 times the radius of earth. So this value become 4r. So acceleration due to gravity on planet gp is 4 times of acceleration due to gravity at earth. Now it is given in our question that time period formula is t equals to 2 pi root of L by g, which can be written as t proportional 1 by root of g. So it will become t p by t e is equals to root of g e by g p. So if we want to calculate the time period of second pendulum at new planet, then T p is equals to root of G e by G p. So root of G e by G p can be written as 1 by 4 into TE. TE is the time period of second pendulum on earth, and the value of that time period is 2 seconds. So, this expression will become Tp equals to 1 by 2 into 2, it gives you a value of 1 second. So, the answer of this question is option 1, which is 1 second. Now, let us move on to next question, that is question number 4, and it states that a particle moving on horizontal ground follows the path as shown in figure. If it reaches to point D after 16 seconds, then the average speed of particle is. So, as we know that average speed is equals to total distance upon time. So, all we have to calculate the total distance, which is equals to length of segment AB plus BC plus CD. So, this AB length is 1, BC is root of 4 square plus 3 square, which you can easily calculate by using Pythagoras theorem, and the CD part is 2. So, the total distance become 8 meter. Now, it covered this distance in 16 seconds. So, the average speed is total distance 8 by 16, which is equals to 0.5 meter per second. Now, if you convert it into centimeter, then this data will become 50 centimeter per second. So, the correct answer of this question is our option 2, which is 50 centimeter per second. Now, let us move on to the next question, which is question number 5. It may have more than one options correct, and question 5 states that a bomb of mass 6 kg is dropped from top of a tower 120 meter high. When it reaches 20 meter below from top of the tower, it explodes into two fragments in ratio 1:2. The heavier fragment moves downward with a speed of 40 meter per second. Then which of the following options are correct? So, students, let us find the masses which are in ratio 1:2. So, it is given that m1 by m2 is equals to 1 by 2, and the total mass is m1 plus m2, which is equals to 6 kg. So, we can say that m1 is equals to 6 into 1 by 3, which is 2 kg, and m2 is equals to 6 into 2 by 3, which will become 4 kg. So, the mass of heavier object is 4 kg and the mass of lighter fragment will be 2 kg. Now, according to the question, bomb explode at height of 100 meter. So, here our bomb is explode at a height of 100 meter. So, let us first calculate speed of our bomb at this height. So, by using kinematics equation, v square equals to u square plus 2as. Initial velocity of bomb is 0 and 2 acceleration is minus 10, which is acceleration due to gravity. S is the displacement of bomb, which is given as 20 meter. So, minus 20. Now, velocity of bomb at this height is 20 meter per second in downward direction. So, we can use this data further in our question. Now, if you look at our option, let us suppose we take our option 2, and it states that heavier fragment reaches to the ground in 4 seconds. Now, it is given in the question that the heavier fragment move downward with a speed of 40 meter per second. So, let us first solve for option 2, in which it told us that the speed of heavier fragment is 40 meter per second. So, when this bomb explode into two fragments, this heavier mass moves in downward direction with a speed of 40 meter per second, and we have to find the time taken by this mass to reach at ground. So, the distance covered by this heavier mass is 100 meter, and by using kinematics equation, which is our S equals to ut plus half at square, we can easily calculate time taken by this heavier mass to reach at the ground. So, S is equals to minus 100, u is minus 40, t minus half, acceleration is 10 t square. So, if we solve this equation and if we find the time from this equation, then t is equals to 2 seconds and minus 10 seconds. We can neglect this negative time. So, the time taken by the heavier object to reach at ground is 2 seconds. Now, look at the option. Option second states that heavier fragment reaches to the ground in 4 seconds, which is not correct. So, this option is a wrong option. Now, let us move on option 3. It states velocity of lighter fragment when heavier fragment reaches to the ground is 0. So, as we know that when bomb explode at a height of 100 meter, speed of bomb is in downward direction, that is 20 meter per second, and it explodes into two parts of mass 2 kg and 4 kg, and this 4 kg mass moves in downward direction with a speed of 40 meter per second. Now, using conservation of linear momentum, we can say that momentum before explosion, that is mass into velocity, is equals to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. So, mass of bomb before explosion is 6 kg and the velocity is minus 20 meter per second. m1 is 2 kg, which is the mass of lighter object. We do not know the velocity. So, let us suppose it is v1. Mass of heavier fragment is 4 and the velocity is in downward direction, that is minus of 40 meter per second. So, if you solve this expression, you get v1 is equals to 20 meter per second in upward direction. So, the velocity of lighter mass is 20 meter per second in upward direction. Now, our option 3 states velocity of lighter fragment when heavier fragment reaches to the ground is 0. So, we know that heavier fragment reaches on ground after 2 seconds. So, the velocity of lighter fragment which moves after explosion with speed of 20 meter per second, and let us calculate the velocity of this segment after 2 seconds. By using the kinematics equation, v equals to u plus at, where u is 20 minus 10, time is 2 seconds. So, it will become 0. That means, our option 3, we can say that this is the right option, because according to this option it states velocity of lighter fragment when heavier fragment reaches to ground is 0. So, this is our correct option of this question. Now, let us move on to option number 4, which states velocity of heavier fragment just before strike the ground is 60 meter per second. So, we know that the heavier fragment has velocity of 40 meter per second in downward direction, and it has to cover 100 meter distance before striking the ground. By using kinematics equation, v square equals to u square plus 2as. So, value of initial velocity is 40 plus 2, acceleration is minus 10, displacement will be minus 100, and if we solve this part of expression, we get v equals to 60 meter per second. So, our option 4 is also the right option of this question. Now, let us move on to option first, and it states that distance between heavier fragment reaches to ground is 120 meter. So, as we know that speed of lighter fragment just after the explosion is 20 meter per second in upward direction, and when the heavier fragment reaches at ground, it takes 2 seconds. So, the displacement of this lighter segment in 2 seconds can be easily calculated with the help of kinematics equation, that is S equals to ut plus half at square, and if we substitute the values here. So, u is 20, t is 2, minus half, acceleration is 10, 2 square. So, it will become 40 minus 20, that is 20 meter. So, after time t equals to 2 seconds, this lighter fragment reaches at a distance of 20 meter, and this heavier mass is at ground, and the distance is here 100 meter. So, the total separation between the lighter mass and the heavier mass will be 100 plus 20, that is 120 meter. So, we can say that our option 1 is the right option of this question. So, finally, for question number 5, the correct options are option 1, 3 and 4. Now, let us move on to our next question, which is question number 6. This is a Assertion reason type question, and assertion states that in a high jump, athletes are made to safely fall either on a cushion bed or sandbag. So, this is a correct statement. Now, moving to the reason part, it states that cushioned bed or sand increases the rate of change of momentum of athlete. So, students, we know that this statement is not correct, because cushioned bed or sand decreases the rate of change of momentum of athletes. That means, our assertion is true, but reason is false. So, the correct answer of this question is our option number 3. Now, let us move on to our next question, which is question number 7. This is a match the column type question, and it states that velocity of a car is varied in a straight line motion as shown in VT graph. So, column 1 contains some values of kinematics variable, and we have to match the data with our column 2. So, let us begin with our option A, and if you look carefully at graph, then the displacement in part BC. So, students, as we know that area of velocity time graph, area under curve of velocity time graph gives displacement. So, the displacement in part BC is equals to area under the curve, which is half into 10 plus 5 into 2, that is equals to 15 meter. It means this option matches with our option R. Now, for option B, if you look at part OA, the slope of OA is equals to 5 minus 0 by 2, that is 2.5, and we know that slope of velocity time graph gives acceleration. So, we can say that acceleration in part OA is 2.5 meter per second square. Again, for part BC, slope will be equals to 10 minus 5 by 2, that is again 2.5 meter per second square. So, the acceleration of part BC is 2.5 meter per second square. Again, for part CD, slope will be equals to 0 minus 10 by 4, that is equals to minus of 2.5 meter per second square. So, the acceleration in part CD will be minus of 2.5 meter per second square. So, the correct answers for option B is P, R and S. Now, for option C, car travelled with a constant speed of 5 meter per second. So, if you look at the graph, then you can directly find that car travelled with constant speed in the region AB. So, the correct match for option C is our option Q. For option D, if we look carefully at the graph, the distance travelled by car in part CD will be the area under the curve, which is half into 10 into 4, that is 20 meter. So, for option D, matching option is our option S. So, our final answer is for option A, correct match is R. For option B, correct matches are P, R and S. For option C, correct match is Q, and for option D, correct match is S. That is all for this segment. Thank you for watching.